You won't believe what's happening at Bethesda right now. We're finally breaking the silence on the development of The Elder Scrolls 6. The world you thought you knew is evolving into something breathtaking, powered by a massive revolution in our core gaming technology. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the most significant leap in our studio's history, the all-new Creation Engine 3. This isn't just a simple upgrade. We have completely rebuilt our foundation to push the boundaries of realism and high-fidelity visual storytelling. Moving beyond Starfield, Creation Engine 3 introduces mysterious improvements that make every light source and texture feel truly alive. Imagine a world where the environment reacts to your every move with physics and foliage that respond with incredible, tangible realism. The jump in quality is staggering. We are moving from the familiar past to a vibrant, living fantasy epic unlike anything seen before. There are secrets I shouldn't even be mentioning yet, but the sheer scale of this project is something we are incredibly proud of. From the highest snow-capped peaks to the deepest uncharted valleys, every inch of this universe is being crafted with obsessive detail. Your journey will take you across a massive kingdom filled with stories, legends, and mysteries that have been waiting decades for you. The future of the RPG is almost here. We can't wait to show you more when the time is finally right. Don't miss a single update on this journey. Subscribe now and get ready for the next chapter of The Elder Scrolls.
And while choices might be meaningless in his games, the surprises don't stop there. At the heart of Todd Howard's design is a single word: freedom. But that freedom often comes at the cost of consequence. In Bethesda games, paths rarely close. You can be the hero, the thief, and the mage all at once without losing any opportunities. Critics argue this limits agency. If every choice is reversible, does any specific action truly carry weight in the grand narrative? So if Todd had his way, we'd never even know Elder Scrolls 6 exists. Yet here we are, caught in the hype. Bethesda faces a constant internal tension, the desire for total developmental secrecy versus the massive weight of global fan anticipation. Millions of fans watch every pixel, searching for clues in the silence that surrounds the next chapter of their favorite worlds. It is a delicate balance between protecting the creative process and satisfying a community that thrives on every tiny scrap of information. As the fog sits heavy over the distant peaks, the mystery of the future remains just out of reach. In the modern era of gaming, perhaps the struggle for communication is the most impactful story Bethesda has left to tell.
Welcome to the grand stage of Bethesda, where Todd Howard is always ready to sell us the next big dream. The new Creations platform promised a unified future for modding, but the reality was far more complex. Across the globe, modders woke up to a nightmare, mod error messages, and years of work gone in a flash. The Fallout 4 Anniversary update didn't just add content. It shattered the very foundation of the community. On one side, corporate optimism. On the other, a digital landscape of chaos and broken code. Then came Starfield, a cosmic journey with millions of players drifting through the stars. While the numbers looked great on a spreadsheet, the player experience on the ground was a different story. Struggling with performance, Bethesda's advice was blunt: maybe it's time to upgrade your hardware. The PC upgrade meme was born, highlighting a disconnect between the developers and their loyal fan base. Polished trailers met glitchy reality, creating that classic Bethesda charm we love and occasionally hate. Whether it's a masterpiece or a mess, the drama surrounding Bethesda is always a story worth telling.
In the quiet of a dimly lit studio, the sound of a ticking clock echoes a decade of anticipation. Time stands still for greatness, but maybe waiting too long isn't always a good thing for Bethesda. Time is both a tool and a heavy burden. The philosophy is built on scale, massive, sprawling landscapes that invite the player to lose themselves in another world for hundreds of hours. These long development cycles add a sense of specialness when a Bethesda game finally arrives. It feels less like a release and more like an event. But consider the case of Fallout 76. It began in the ruins of expectation, a post-apocalyptic experiment that struggled to find its footing through 67 updates. We saw a digital world being constantly rebuilt, a living testament to the idea that a game is. Never truly finished. And that's the real Todd Howard, the politician, the visionary, and sometimes the mysterious enigma behind the curtain. As the politician, he stands on brightly lit stages with a charismatic smile. He gestures to crowds, selling us on the impossible. Then there is the visionary, a man who looks into the void and sees a floating holographic map of a fantasy world yet to be born. His ideal world is one of total surprise. He wants us to step into the unknown without knowing what lies around the corner. But reality is different. In an era of internet hype and constant leaks, the magic of the surprise is harder to maintain than ever. Still, the mystique of Bethesda remains. We wait, we wonder. And we watch the man who turned pixels into legends. As the curtain falls, one question lingers. What world will he show us next? Until then, the clock keeps ticking. Behind every vast virtual world is a singular vision that shapes its very foundation. It starts with the engine, where glowing grids of data evolve into lush forests and sprawling cityscapes. The community then takes over, acting as miniature architects building upon this digital home and sharing its secrets. A director must orchestrate the flow of information like a conductor, mastering the art of timing and patience. Maybe the most fascinating part is how someone can control an entire gaming universe, not just through graphics or marketing, but by guiding expectations, secrets, and patience.